He was our son, our brother, our nephew, our friend. Dan was loving and considerate. He was very conscientious. He was sweet and funny. He was hardworking and creative, and he was amazing. He brought a special zest to life and into every relationship that he had. As a mother, there's nothing worse than facing and forcing yourself to accept that your child is gone. And if I didn't have absolute, complete faith that I would see him again and be with him again, I really could not go on. But I know he's with our Creator, and I find great comfort in my faith. I had a little prayer this morning. I said, God, give me a little sign that he's okay, just like I did yesterday, and I got a great sign yesterday. And today, this quick little vision popped into my head, and I was pulling into a train station, and he was in the crowd, and he was jumping up, Mom, Mom, Mom. He was there waiting for me, just like I know he is. Those of us who were close to Dan knew that he struggled with drugs and alcohol for many, many years. And that's weighed heavily on me and other people that were close to him. At times, I felt that this day might come, and although I prayed it would never come, but hearing the actual words was just too much to bear. What we have discovered so far about the circumstances is that he was taking Xanax and he was drinking. And after doing some research on the internet, we found out that it's just a terribly dangerous combination, and that it can lead to extreme depression, anxiety, and suicidal actions. We don't believe in any way, shape, and form that Danny was in his right mind when he made this, decision, if you even want to call it that. He just wasn't thinking clearly at all. Although none of us will ever know, but this was not what he would have wanted. He loved his life, and he wanted a good life. As a parent, I question my responsibility. Did I do everything I could have, to help him? And what could I have done that might have changed the outcome of this? As parents, we all do the best that we can, and sometimes we have to accept that our best may not have been good enough. Ultimately, there is no admittance of fault or assignment of blame that could lessen the pain or change what has happened. Instead, guilt and regret only add to what's already an unbearable pain. As I continue, can I get a Kleenex, please? As I continue to grieve and I try to accept this loss, I hope to live my life in a way that honors Dan and his passing, and I hope you will all do the same in going forward with a greater appreciation of the preciousness of life and the importance of living it well. Perhaps one of the most difficult aspects of losing Dan is knowing his incredible potential in the life that was still ahead of him. I know he wanted to move forward in a more positive direction in his life, and I believe that's why he moved up to June Lake. I know if he could talk to us right now, he would say that he is sorry and that he didn't want this to happen. But Dan did lose his battle, and we must move forward. We want to move forward with understanding, awareness, and compassion, and we hope that we can educate others about the dangers of these drugs, and we're dedicated to doing that, starting with a website called dannybarnes.org. And hopefully, maybe we can save somebody else. We don't know. But please know that me and Ken and Denny and Chris and all the kids, and we're, as an extended family, we will get through this together. We have faith that Dan is fine. He's moved on, and we will see him again, all of us. He wants us to live our lives to the fullest. He wants us to be happy. And our love for each other and for Dan will continue to grow as we share our memories of him. Now, if anybody up here wants to say anything, I think Mike wants to say something. Stay here with me.
Relatively little experience public speaking, so. Today we are brought together because we have lost someone who is close to us all. We have lost someone who possessed a personality that we will not come again in this life. We have lost a brother, friend, son, and so much more. It is easy to dwell on what we have lost today, and it's easy to get caught up in this and allow ourselves to be brought low because of our loss. We have, however, gained much. We have had life, and how wonderful of a gift it is shown to us in a way that only a great loss can reveal. We have been shown how fragile and precious life is, and how it can be taken away from us without due notice. If any are wondering what would be the best way to honor my brother's life, it would be to never forget what we have learned from this. Never forget that life is hard, but it is what we make it. We can be brought low by life as it does so often and stay down, or we can rise and move on while holding on to what we have learned from the fall. We can move forward if our heads held high and proceed to live an amazing life. To honor my brother by living a good life is, I believe, what he would say to us now in this moment. He would say, "Do not be brought low by my passing. Instead, live a beautiful life. My passing was not intended to bring your lives to a stop, but instead to allow me to move on to better things. Honor me by continuing where I could not, and by never forgetting how much of a gift this life we have is." So when we laugh and smile, when we love and feel love, when we move forward of our lives, we should not feel guilt for doing these things in Danny's absence. We should feel pride. For these are the things that Danny would want from us. We should feel pride when we laugh and love, for then we are truly honoring the life of my brother.
Who else would like to say something? You don't have to come up here and say it. Danny, you want to say something about it? No, let's go back to our seats.
You guys, my name is Denny, and I didn't expect to come up here today. I've known Danny for 10 years. I met him in 2003. And the one thing that I've heard today is the sadness about him passing. The one thing I have picked up in his life is the passion for life that he had. Okay? The passion for tiling, the passion for fishing, the passion for cooking, the passion for golf. He did not do a thing in his life without passion. Okay? He had a love of family that could not be beat. Okay? He loved his mom more than anything. And I'm proud of what you were saying today. I think we need to take that away from this today, is his passion. His passion for life and his passion for love. He loved family. He loved his friends. There wasn't anything he wouldn't do. You know, I heard him say time and time again, "Hey dude, I got your back. I got your back." Okay? He was down in San Diego, he'd say, "Denny man," he says, I'll be up in Temecula. I'll hit you up. We'll go get lunch." Okay. Well, all I know is when I get there, I'm hitting him up. We're going to lunch. Okay. Danny was the best, and he had a hell of a passion, and he did everything he could. Okay. And our job now is to take that passion for life and love, and to pass it on. Okay. I didn't come here today even thinking about talking, but I needed to. So everybody take that home with you.
He loved you too, Danny.
He had a wonderful heart. He had a wonderful heart, and that's all we need to remember. Okay? We love Dad.
Yeah.
My name's Scott Brown, and we had the pleasure of Danny, didn't we? Well, quite a long while. And I knew he had a big influence. You wear those beanies with the dingle balls in. I knew I was in trouble when my son came down wearing one. Crazy. But, you know, he had a passion for life. And he was a great addition to our family, extended family. We've had an open door policy at our home forever. We've had a lot of kids come and go. And we love every one of them. Woo, Danny! Crazy boy. I'll miss the chess games and the horseshoe games, and just his crazy vigor for life was just so enjoying. And I can't wait to see him again. So thank you, all of you. If it wasn't for your DNA, we wouldn't have had him. So.